Well, welcome back to another daily devotion. I'm Pastor Roy here at Woodlawn Christian Church in Lake City, Iowa, and this devotion is for Friday, October 14th of 2022. And today we're going to start the 5th chapter of the book of Hebrews. We're just going to look at the first 4 verses today, though. We had 3 yesterday and 4 today, so we're not taking big bites. And I'm going to keep this one fairly short. And actually, yes, I am in the same attire as I was in yesterday's video. That's because I'm recording this on the same day. Both of these are being recorded on Wednesday, October 12th, because even though today has been a terribly busy day, and I've got a council meeting yet tonight, and I've got youth group yet tonight to go over and be a leader at. Tomorrow's going to be worse. I've got a ministers conference up in Lorenz in the morning, and then in the afternoon, artists and I will be selling tickets for the Christmas concert, which you can see the poster behind me, or the banner rather, behind me for the Christmas concert that we'll have up at the food center. But you're listening to this on Friday, so you already missed it. But if you want tickets for the concert, you can go on Eventbrite and get tickets. Look for Harp Twins or look for Woodlawn Christian Church. I think you can find it under both, but Harp Twins is probably safer, and that is for December 10th. Or you can just drop us a line, give the church a call, 464-3290, and we can sell them to you that way, or just drop in and see us. Clint will be here hopefully next week. He'll be back to normal hours, and I'm usually around in the mornings, but not always. Tomorrow, not so much. Any rate, without further ado, let's jump into Hebrews, shall we? That's why you came by. Hebrews chapter 5, verses 1 to 4. For every high priest chosen from among men is appointed to act on behalf of men in relation to God, to offer gifts and sacrifices for sins. He can deal gently with the ignorant and wayward, since he himself is beset with weakness. Because of this, he is bound to offer sacrifice for his own sins as well as for those of the people. And one does not take the honor upon himself, but is called by God, just as Aaron was. Okay. And here we have the beginning talking, where we started yesterday, actually, beginning in chapter 4, verses 14 through 16, talking about Jesus, comparing him to the high priest. He's not like this high priest. The earthly priests that we've had were chosen among men, and all of them were fallen. They could deal. It's interesting, though. It says they could deal gently with the ignorant and wayward because they were beset with weakness themselves. But Jesus was tempted as well. He just didn't submit, as we talked about yesterday. But because of this, the high priest was bound to offer first a sacrifice for his own sins, to atone for his own sins, to get himself right with God before he could go in and address atoning for the sins of the people. Jesus, of course, does not have that problem. He does not have to deal with that. He is sinless. He was perfect. Even though he was fully human, fully God, he was perfect. He lived the only one and only perfect human life. But here we enter into this issue where it says here, and one does not take the honor upon himself, but is called by God, just as Aaron was. And there's the beginning of the issue. The priests were all of the line of Levi. They were all Levites. And Jesus, to cast Jesus in the role of a high priest, is a bit of a problem in that, because he's of the tribe of Judah. He's not a Levite. He is a descendant of King David. So that's an issue. And how are we going to deal with that issue? Well, you got to come back Monday to find that out. I'm not going to give that to you yet. But we do have to deal with that issue. The point I want to make with this, that we need to consider about this, is who is called to be a servant of God? Who is called? In those days, of course, you had the high priest. You had a lot of priests to cast. You had a lot of priests working. And only those that were of the tribe of Levi could be a priest. It's not the way it is anymore. We're all called, in Christianity, we're all called to be ministers. Some of us bear the title of pastor or reverend or what have you, or priest or father, or all of those titles. But those are really just titles, folks. There is no different. All of us are just as fallen and as sinful as any other human being. None of us are perfect like Jesus. So therefore, we are all called, and that's part of the whole Baptist disciple theology and the idea is that we are a congregation of ministers. We're all called to serve. We're all called to do God's bidding. We're all called to spread and preach, to teach the word. We are to spread the gospel. And that is what I wanted the point I wanted to make today in these first 4 verses. So I'm going to keep this one short because, again, I've got a lot to get going here. I've got to get ready for the council meeting as well as for youth group. But Monday we'll jump into this a little bit harder, take a bigger bite probably. I'm not sure exactly how far I'm going to go. I won't have time to deal with that tomorrow. I'll be working on that on probably my day off Friday. Oh well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Have a blessed day. Please, please, please be a blessing to someone today. We'll see you all later. God bless and bye-bye.